This video is brought to you by BT-20.
What's up guys, Cardog here, and today I'm here with an updated Vortex Warriors deck profile, aka Zephagamon deck. So this is the update from BT-20 with all the new secrets and the promos. And yeah, let's get right into the deck profile. The deck is pretty good. I think it's not like super good, just because it relies on your opponent having Digimon on the board in order for your deck to really function. But once your opponent does have Digimon on the board that you can target, the deck is pretty good. So it's quite good at catching your opponent off guard if they're not really know against what they're matched up against. So yeah, it's pretty good for that. But if your opponent kind of knows how to play the deck and they play the deck themselves, then it'll be a little bit harder to play against them. But for the most part, the cards that we have right now are pretty solid. So overall, the deck I think is pretty good. But yeah, let's get right into the deck profile. We are going to be running 4 of the Fluffymon from EX7. This is the one that whenever you delete an opponent Digimon by battle, you can gain 1 memory. So this just helps you keep your turn. So when you Vortex and you kill something, you can go back to your turn. So it's pretty solid for that. Yeah. And then for the level 6s, we are running 2 of the new Zephagamon Ace. This is the new secret that we got in BT-20. Its ability is it has Piercing, Vortex, and Blocker. And then on all turns, whenever any of your opponents, whenever a Digimon is suspended, this Digimon may unsuspend. And on play and on evolution, you can suspend one Digimon, and then for every 2 suspended Digimon, you can return one opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So yeah, this card is very strong. I think there's a lot of different uses for it, and being able to block, and then when your opponent attacks again, you can block again. It's pretty strong. It's a 2-time blocker. It is 13k, so it can be beaten over, but we do have ways to buff your Digimon so that it doesn't get beaten over as easily. And yeah, it's a shame that the removal effect is only on play and evolution, but it's usually enough. And so we're running 2, so it's pretty good. You can Digivolve over level 5s and other Vortex Warrior level 6s that are above 10 cost, so you can't blast over itself. So yeah, overall, pretty strong. We're not running too many of these though, because they do have overflow, and yeah, we have a lot of other really strong level 6s to run as well, so that is why. We're also running 2 of the Zephagamon from the Star deck. This is the one that on evolution you can suspend 1 Digimon and you can unsuspend 1 Digimon. And then on all turns, whenever a Digimon becomes suspended, or becomes unsuspended, sorry, this Digimon is not affected by your opponent's Digimon effects, and it gets plus 3k. So it is a 14k once you progress effect, and we have another abilities to buff its DP, so it can get pretty big. And being immune to Digimon effects is pretty good, just because it can play over your opponent's blast evolutions. So pretty nice. So keep in mind, the second ability also works whenever your opponent unsuspends for their turn as well, so that once they unsuspend, you can get the immunity and plus 3. And if you have the Kazuma Tamer that procs last turn, it has a blocker ability, so you'll be a 14k blocker, which is pretty good, and you're also unaffected by effects. So they can attack into you, and then even if you don't have blocker, you can still blast into this one, and then you will gain blocker like that, and then you can block with this, and then it'll be 16k. So it's pretty solid. Alright, so next let's move on to the level 6s. We are running 3 of the medieval Gallantmon. So if you don't have the budget for this card, you can kind of cut this down to run more of the Zephagamon, and then you can run 2 of the EX7 Zephagamon. But I think medieval Gallantmon is just really strong, and it is thematic for this deck, because this card is supposed to be made for this deck, but it's just too good of a generic to be run in other decks, and that's why a lot of people choose not to buff their Vortex Warrior deck and put this in other decks instead. But you know me, I like to play things thematically. That's why you don't see me running medieval Gallantmon in a lot of other decks. But I think he's really solid in this deck, and he's searchable in multiple ways, so he's extra good for that. And yeah, its ability is Alliance and Vortex. Also, when this card would be played, you can suspend 2 Digimons and then reduce the play cost by 4. So you can you can suspend yours as well as your opponent's Digimon. So it's very good. And then on evolution, you can suspend one Digimon, and then you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8k or lower. 8k or lower. And then for every other suspended Digimon, you can add 3k to the cap. So pretty bonkers. And the most bonker ability is the last one, which is on all turns, whenever Digimon are played, you can activate one of this Digimon on evolution abilities. So yeah, pretty much if they play a Digimon, you can proc this card on evolution ability, which lets you suspend the Digimon that you just played, and you can potentially pop it as well. So yeah, this card is just really good. And yeah, honestly, you can play this at any ratio you want. If you don't want to run this card, you can. If you run this at 2, you can. If you run this at 1, you can. And then just replace the extras with Zephagamons. Or you can kind of use this as a flex slot to run for other things that you think the deck is lacking. If you're running you can run more consistency boosters, whatnot. So yeah, overall, this card is a flex slot if you don't want to run Medieval Gallantmon, but is a flex slot if you are running Gallantmon, but you're flexing for other reasons. Anyway, next, so we're running 4 of the Grand Gallantmon from EX7. So this is the one that gains immunity. So its ability is as Vortex, and then on evolution, you can suspend one Digimon, and then if you suspended one of your Digimon, this Digimon is not affected by your opponent's Digimon effects until the end of the turn. So you can use this to suspend itself, and then you can use the Kazuma Tamer to unsuspend it. And then you can do stuff with it afterwards, so it's pretty good. And then we're running, the inherent ability is whenever one of your opponent's Digimon, whenever you are attacking one of your opponent's Digimon, you can unsuspend this Digimon. So pretty much when you're vortexing, you can unsuspend, so it's pretty good. And then we're running 3 of the Grand Gallantmon from STAT, so this Star Deck one. On evolution, and on play, you can rest one Digimon, and then if you rested one of your own Digimon, you can play a 3k or less bird Digimon from your hand without paying its cost. So it's pretty good as well. Honestly, for the level 5s, you can run generic level 5 good stuff cards, like the Rapidmon. I think some people run the Rapidmon, which is good because you can de-digivolve things. But I'm not running it just because it's not thematic. But it's definitely up to you if you want to run the Rapidmon. You can definitely try it out. I think it's a pretty good card as well. But honestly, being able to play a level 3, a 3k or less bird Digimon isn't the worst thing you can do, because you can use it to alliance with your Medieval Gallantmon. And if you play a Muchomon, you can use it to buff your other Digimon so you can beat over Royal Knights. So overall, it's solid. Alright, for the level 4s, we're running 4 of the promo. This is the main reason I didn't show you guys this deck yet, because I didn't get these until last week, so it's been a while. But yeah, this card is really, really good. Its ability is on play and on evolution, you can suspend one Digimon, and then if it's your turn, you can Digivolve into a Digimon with Avian or Bird in its traits. In your hand, for every other suspended Digimon, you can reduce the cost by 1. So even if there's one other suspended Digimon, you can Digivolve for 2. Your level 5 for 2, which is really good. And the inherit is plus 2k. So yeah, this card's pretty good. And it is a 4 cost to hard cast, so even if you hard cast this, it's not bad. So you can hard cast this, and then your opponent has a suspended Digimon on board. You can Digivolve into this for 2, or however many suspended they have. And then you can Vortex with this, because Vortex bypasses Summoning Sickness. So you'll be able to use Vortex. So overall, it's just really good. Yeah, this promo is stonks. Running 4 of those. And then we're running 4 of the Tamer play Gallantmon. This is the one that's on evolution. You can play if you're 1 or less Tamers, you can play a Shoso Kazuma from your hand without paying its cost. And then the inherit ability is when you lose something about battle, whenever this Digimon deletes something from battle, you can get 1 memory. So you can help this to keep your turn. So keep in mind when you're building your stack, make sure you build your stack properly according to what decks you're playing against. If you have the options to. Obviously, if you only have 1 card in your hand that can Digivolve, then you're going to use that one. But if you have multiple options, if you're playing against a deck that has a lot of big Digimon, make sure you build your DP so that you have enough to beat over it. That will be the priority. And then if you already have Digimon that can beat over your opponent's stuff, getting the memory gain is going to be your priority, because being able to loop back to your turn is just good. So yeah, keep in mind for that. And then we're also running 2 of the promo Gallantmon from the tournament pack promos, but you can also get this from the Liberator deck box, the D-Storage. So this card's ability is on evolution, you can rest one opponent's Digimon, and then until an opponent's turn, I guess plus 2k. So it'll be 7k on its own, which is not bad. And then if you ever show the Cosmo on the board, this card gets piercing, so it's okay. And then the inherit is plus 2k. So mainly this is here for the plus 2k, but the on evolution resting is pretty good as well. And if you can Digivolve into this one and then also go into your level 5 and then Vortex into it, that'll be pretty good, because you will be plus 2 from this one, and then you'll be 9 at least, and then you also get another 2 from this one, so it'll be 11. So your 5k level, your level 5 will be 11k at least, so you'll be able to do some attacks into your opponent's Digimon if they're less than 11k. So not bad. This slot is pretty flexible though. You can run other level 4s. I was actually running the Togemon from before, but I feel like Togemon is not as important now, because we are running 4 of the Zephagamon, which lets you play your Zephagamon for free, and then we're also running the new Zephagamon that can pretty much swap itself out for another Zephagamon. So yeah, I'm running this one instead, just for the thematic feel. And honestly, the extra 2k comes in pretty handy nowadays, just because I think Roll Knight's just still pretty strong. So yeah. Well, I'm going to be playing against a lot of Roll Knights, so that's why. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to level 3s. We are running 4 of the Tamers from EX7. This is the one that reduces the cost by 1 if you're Digivolving through bird type. So another reason why we're running all bird level 4s is because we want to take advantage of this ability. And then the inherent ability is the DP gain, or not DP gain, the memory gain when you delete something in battle. So pretty good. And then we're running 4 of the Tamers from ST18. This is search one on play. You can look at the top 3 to grab a bird type, as well as a Vortex Warrior or a Liberator card. So you can grab pretty much all the whole deck, except for the options. Even some of the options you can search for, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, great card, great searcher. And then we're also running 2 of the Tamers from the promo Tamers. This one's on play, you can rest. So if you combo it with this one, you can combo this one to play it out and then rest something. So it's not bad. Not really a must run. You can run other stuff if you want. There's a lot of other different options, but I think having the option just to rest, on play rest, is not bad. Like if you're playing a pass turn and go for a Vortex play, you can just slap this down and then rest something. So you can just attack into it with Vortex. So yeah, and you have extra body on the board, so you can, if you want to alliance with it, you can as well. So yeah, solid card. But another option that we can run is Muchomon. If you want to not run any Tamers, like the promo Tamers, you can run 4 Muchomon instead as well. So that's pretty good. This one's ability is, whenever this card is rested by a ability, you can, until the opponent's turn, one of your bird type or Vortex Warriors will get plus 3k. So this is another way you can buff your Digimon. And yeah, so it's pretty solid. It works with Alliance as well, so your Alliance will be a lot bigger. If you normally rest with Alliance, it'll only be plus 1k, but you can get extra 3k from this as well, so it'll be plus 4k, which is still, it's pretty good. Yeah. All right, next for the Tamers, we are running 2 of the new Kazuma. This is the one, originally when I first saw it, I wasn't like super into it, but after playing with it a bit, I think it's actually pretty useful. So the start of the main phase, by returning this Tamer to the bottom of your deck, you can play a Kazuma from your hand without paying its cost. And then if you don't have a Tamer, if you don't have a Digimon, you can play a level 3 Digimon with avian or a bird in its trait without paying its cost. And then at the end of your turn, by suspending this Tamer, you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and until the end of the turn, one of your Digimon with Vortex Warriors gets plus 2k. So the first ability is really good because if you don't have one of these in your hand early game, you can just slap this out anyway, and then you can tag into these in the future turn. And then the second ability is actually really good as well. If you already have these set up, you can still have this ability. That way this card will still be useful because being able to rest your opponent's Digimon is good. Since this is a Tamer ability and not a Digimon ability, you'll be able to bypass effects that protect itself from Digimon effects. So they will be protected from, they won't be protected from the resting, and then you can beat over it by attacking into it. So yeah, it stonks. So yeah, it's very versatile card. I really like it. So we're running 2 of those. We're running 2 of the memory setter because I think being able to change target to go for a game is pretty good as well. So that's why we're running 2. And then we're running 3 of the Kazuma from EX7. Ideally, I want to run this at 4, but I don't really have space for it. So if you actually want, you can kind of cut one of these down for an extra one of these. But my OCD is telling me to run 2, 2, 2, and 3. And I just hope I get this at some point in the game. This card's pretty important. So running 4, you know, if you find out what you want to cut, you can definitely run this at 4. Actually, you can, if you're on a budget, you can cut out one of your medieval Gallantmons and run a 4th one of this as well. So it's fine. But 3, I see 3. By running 3, I see enough. By the time I need it, I'll have it. So it's not too bad. But yeah, it's definitely up to you guys. But that's my current ratio. Next, for the consistency boosters, we're running 2 of the agility training. I was running this at 3, but I need to cut some space out for other cards I'm trying out. So we're running 2 for now. But if you feel like you need 3, you can definitely run 3. Or if you don't want to run memory training, sorry, not memory. If you want to run any memory boost, you can cut the memory boost out for 4 trainings instead. But I always think running a mix of trainings and memory boosts is always good because they serve different purposes. And you know, sometimes having 2 memory to use just to crack and use have 2 memory to use for other things is always nice. So running 2, and the art for this one is just so cool. So yeah. All right, next for the one else we're running 1 of the green scramble. This card is flexible. You can run other stuff if you want with it. I think some people choose to run Digimon Liberator, which is, where is it? Digimon Liberator, which is perfectly fine as well. Digimon Liberator lets you look at top 3, and then you can grab a Liberator card, and then put the rest at the bottom, and then you can play a 3 cost or lower Liberator trait card. So this is also pretty useful, but I think Scramble is pretty useful as well. So just because the delay does come in handy if you need to go into an extra Digimon, you can. Especially since Vortex lets you bypass Summoning Sickness, so sometimes that extra attack does come in handy if you do go into your level 5 that turn. So yeah. All right, next we're running 1 of the Hidden Potential. Hidden Potential is pretty nice as well. You can always, resting your Digimon aren't too bad because you can always, we have multiple ways to unsuspend stuff. So speeding to go into your level 5 is really nice, just because you can unsuspend it with your Kazuma afterwards. And yeah, you can just keep doing stuff. So overall, quite nice. And we're running 1 copy of the Anemoi Embrace. So this one lets you suspend 1 Digimon, and then if this affects suspend 1 of your own Digimon, you can return 1 suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck, and then you can unsuspend 1 Digimon. So this card is mainly just here to fight against decks that have immunity against Digimon, and you can't quite beat over it. So this is one of the ways that you can do it. Just because you can remove that threat, and then you can suspend your dude, and then you can attack with it with Vortex afterwards. So given they have another Digimon on the board. So overall, it's pretty solid. 1 is enough because you don't want to see too many in your hand, and the situations where you need it don't come in too often, but it is really nice to have when you need it. And it is searchable because it's a Liberator trait card. So if you're playing against a deck that you will need this in, you can just keep this in your hand if you want to use your search on it. So yeah, overall, deck is very, very fun to play. Yeah, it's just a fun deck to play. It feels a lot more consistent now just because we have multiple ways to go into our win cons, and our level 6s, they feel a lot stronger now. I didn't do a deck profile when this first came out just because I was playing the deck without the promos, which I felt like the deck really needed. And there aren't actually that many new cards for the deck. Like throughout the past 3-4 sets, we've only gotten like 1 or 2 cards for the deck. Like we got this one in EX7, and then we got this as a promo, and then we got this in BT-20, and then that's pretty much all the new stuff we got, I think. So yeah, there's not actually that much. Oh, we got Tamer. We got this as well, which I guess does make a difference. But yeah, the new cards that we got for the deck are very, very quality. They're good quality cards. So I think that's really nice. But that's pretty much it for this deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I think I'm pretty much done with the BT-20 deck profiles. We're going to be waiting next week for the new star decks. So I'll be opening those. And then after that, we'll be getting BT-21 at the end of the month. So I'm very excited for that. But I think I'm pretty much done for BT-20. Unfortunately, I didn't really find a deck that worked for me for XL. Just because it doesn't really have all the cards yet. I think there's a new promo for it. But I don't have it yet, so I'm not. I'll probably batch it up with the BT-21 decks if I do end up finding a deck I'm comfortable with showing you guys. But that's pretty much it for this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to build this deck, you want to buy singles, you can feel free to go to Bantuo TCG and enter the code CAROTAKUDESU 0325 for 3% off on checkout for orders above 13 USD. It works for singles, sealed, P-Panda products, card sleeves, whatever you name it. The discount code will work. If you're trying to pre-order stuff as well, I believe that will work. I think they're taking pre-orders for the Gundam card game now, so if you guys want to get some Japanese version of that stuff, you can feel free to pre-order as well. I think the code also works for that. But that's pretty much it for this deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Very excited for the new Digimon products coming out next week at the end of the month. But yeah, I'm happy to be back making videos. But yeah, this is Kartaku. I will see you guys next time. Bye!